So here's an update for today. They renamed the Novel Acute Respiratory Disease or Syndrome, NARS or NARD. I hope they pick NARS. 35,000 confirmed cases, basically. 34,500 within mainland China, around 318 spread out into 27 other countries or territories. 2,000 or so recovered out of the 6,000 or so severe cases on file. 723 deaths, and all but 36 of them are all in one province in China. 36 are outside of the province, and that's not necessarily in any other country. It could be just in other parts of China. Fatality rate is 2% average. SARS was 9 or more. And the pandemic death rate from H1N1, aka the 2009-2010 swine flu, was 0.02%. So it's severe, but it's not as bad as SARS as far as death rate. And we have 40 days or more of time under the collective belt of everybody studying this. And I'm going to say one more time, if you post a link to people supposedly speaking Chinese, saying specific words, and we don't have anybody double checking that they're saying those words, much less that we can confirm those individuals are from China and that they are medical professionals somehow being a whistleblower, I consider every one of those reports to be dubious at best unless they're confirmed. For the same reason, I would also consider it dubious whether or not someone confirmed a report that was pleasant. Next, waptek, I have a question. Someone is going to helicopter you into an extremely dense portion of the Amazon forest. Really? Next, you're dropped off, but the only allowed to carry a total of 6 extra objects, not counting eyeglasses and clothes currently wearing. What if I'm naked? Thanks. I'm not sure where this is going, but what 6 things would I take with me? Well, that's hard to say, but it's the Amazon rainforest. If I could do it beforehand, an inoculation against every damn disease the Amazon rainforest has to offer. I'm not kidding about that. That would absolutely be absolutely necessary. Next, my entire camping kit, which would be a tent of some kind, a tarp or more than one tarp. One big tarp, I guess, would be an item. One thing would be the tent with tent poles, because you can use the tent poles for about 50 other things. Or just the tarps. So tarps, because I can make a tent out of it. Something warm, it doesn't matter if it's the Amazon rainforest. Something to filter water. And something to start a fire. And on top of that, I'd probably also include a knife. Wouldn't need much. Mostly have to be able to get inside of somewhere. And, okay, fishing line. So a knife, fishing line, a bunch of tarps, water filter. And it would have to be a hardcore filter. It's not one thing, it's several components in it. But obviously, some form of shelter, tarps, whatever, it doesn't matter. And from there, I would immediately start building out of local materials a house. Just like I'd do here if someone would just leave me alone and let me do it out of pallets. It'd take a day. Someone says, greetings, waptek. Greetings, program. I understand some perspectives I have pondered over the past few months, having been somewhat far out there, to say the least, but interesting nonetheless, and enjoyable to look into. There is one perspective I've not mentioned yet, and it's one of a holographic universe. We could, in fact, be in a simulation. A virtual artificial hologram. You're stacking words up here. Just a dream within a dream, synthetic or otherwise. I'll provide you with some links for you to ponder this idea. The links are in the order of viewing from top to bottom. Many thanks. The first link you sent was a video where someone is claiming a bunch of conspiracy theories. None of that's necessary, and it does actually get in the way of tolerating the video. As for the rest of the videos, you might want to make a playlist. Next, I'm not allowed to make playlists on any of my YouTube channels because YouTube used a playlist that was innocuous as an excuse to flag my channel. All of them were danger, so I can't make playlists. Next, paintings on a particular video or a particular YouTube, or excuse me, a particular set of photos or paintings from one of the Wikipedia articles seem to lend to the idea by the images in them that we could actually be a holographic simulation. If we think of reality as just a set of ones and zeros written into a computer program, we can be nearer to the actual truth than ever before. Counterpoint. If you use a binary system, it has an absolute value of actual quantum numbers, yes, and stacked statuses for them. But it does have cutoff points. It creates a lasing effect. If you use a computer system to do this, in order to approach the bizarrely wide dynamic range we have, you would not be able to do that. Not just for scale, but for grayscale, energy levels, everything. We have things that go regularly off scale beyond what we can perceive visually or audibly. Our ears use roughly 16-bit dynamic range. Our vision only uses 256 levels, so it's 8-bit. But the reality we can detect when we extend our senses, or just physically test things, where we can confirm this, allows scale on orders of thousands of bits per item. This is like the voxel problem. Using atom-sized bits in time-space to represent in a video game, you end up with a problem. You will never have enough room for it. But anyway, let's go on. I watched 4 Nobel Peace Prize professors discussing this perspective. I have too, I think, but it may be something else. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay, hold on. We have a virus outbreak currently. A virus is a computer language, and in computer language is a Trojan. Those are not the correct words. You need to look up those differences. The Trojan horse, maybe. This perspective is extremely hard for me to escape now. I've been given it. That's kind of what it's about. A lot of people kind of feed it to you. Watch out. That's the virus. It's also called a mind trap. I accidentally stumbled upon the idea while watching some quantum physics and quantum mechanics videos. Yes, but they do deal with quantum. Quantum isn't some mysterious concept. It's that there are certain definable minimum sizes to things. For anything. Or most things, anyway. It made me wonder why such a great minds were debating such a far-out idea. Debating an idea, chewing gum from the mind. Anybody can entertain an idea that they don't agree with or that contradicts their beliefs. If you can't, there's something wrong with you. I have to be able to explore ideas that I don't believe in or I won't learn anything. It's not some sort of rite of passage or anything as far as intellect. It's just that if you don't do that, you limit yourself terribly. For instance, if you were not to think of what it would be like to be in the Amazon rainforest and realize that Portland is inside of a rainforest. It's just a cold one. That's why I know what I'd have to take. I'll look forward to hearing your thoughts on this subject. My thoughts are that the simulation, you might want to see that scene in The Matrix, and also Inception, dreams within dreams, are unfortunately very limited. Everything we have that we've experienced, including dreams within dreams, which our minds should be able to create cleanly, always is missing things. There's always a facade to everything. Things are incomplete, or, well, they lack concordance and cohesiveness, and they lack the ability to be real. Even in a video game, you make everything very subjectively focused so that you don't have to render the whole thing or the whole system crashes. And just like in the movie The Matrix, the best way to make the simulation work would be to have each real brain in a reality, not a simulation, hold the simulation within itself, which was the original purpose of the movie The Matrix. All of them had to be in the Matrix, or the Matrix didn't exist, because the computers used us as their computer systems. Not the other way around. But anyway, it is an interesting subject, but I do have to state that after only 1 or 2 videos on the list, most of them, at least those that I looked at, showed a strong tendency towards squeezing people into a mindset rather than discussing this openly. And yes, this could be going on, but the whole point of this is if you were in a simulation and you didn't know it and it was not able to be found out, it's non-falsifiable. It's an interesting idea, but ultimately leads nowhere. And yes, there are ways to detect outside of this universe happening. We don't detect them. We don't detect those little glitches in the Matrix. They're not there. So, great timing. I'm very sure that we're not doing that, but that's an opinion. I won't know until I know or don't know. No matter where you go, there you are. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.